On July 14, 1949, a small group of Latter-day Saints stood atop Victoria Peak, the highest elevation in Hong Kong. Among them were Elder Matthew Cowley of the Council of the 12 Apostles, Mission President Hilton A. Robertson, and Henry Aki, a Chinese-American member of the church. Sister Cowley recalls,
"We could see the beautiful harbor, the peninsula, and mainland China in the distance. It was a beautiful, bright day. Matthew called on Brother Aki to pray. He poured his heart out to God. Tears streamed down his face. He was the only Chinese in all those millions who held the priesthood, and he felt it keenly. Then Matthew dedicated the land. When he finished, there was a dead silence. The Holy Spirit enfolded all of us and the land. Then Matthew said, 'I feel that these Oriental people will accept the gospel readily, and in due time, there will be a temple built here to the Most High.' That was a thrilling moment."
Asia is one of the truly dynamic and vital areas of the world. Half of the world's population live in Asia. For Latter-day Saints, Asia from the beginning has been a very vital and important area of the world. But it has also been perhaps the most challenging area.
The work began slowly in Asia, but the Lord had his own timetable. And when that time arrived, he poured out his Spirit upon the people, and they responded in a wonderful and remarkable way.
In 1946, a young Korean scientist, Kim Ho-jik, was working at an agricultural research facility near Seoul. His assignment? To find ways to improve nutrition in the Korean diet. The president of South Korea, Syngman Rhee, learned of the work of this gifted young scientist and proposed sending him to America to study more efficient ways of feeding their country's malnourished population. In the fall of 1949, Kim Ho-jik enrolled at Cornell University in New York, home of one of the world's top graduate programs in nutrition.
Kim Ho-jik had another important reason for going to America. He was a devout Christian. He was a spiritually minded man who was always in search of light and truth. And he felt that America was a land of great religious opportunity where he could find out more about what the Lord expected of him.
At Cornell, Kim Ho-jik shared an office with a graduate student in physiology named Oliver Wayman. One day, as their studies were drawing to a close, Brother Wayman was approached by Kim Ho-jik. "I have never seen you smoke or drink," the Korean said. "I've never heard you use vulgar language or profane the name of God. You work harder and longer hours than the others, but I have never seen you here on Sunday. You are different in so many ways. I wonder if you would tell me why you live as you do."
I told Dr. Kim that the pattern of my life was determined by the tenets of the church to which I belong, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I gave him a copy of the Articles of Faith by James E. Talmage. He read it through in a week's time and came to me saying, "This is the best book I have ever read on the gospel. Can you give me something else to read?" I then gave him a copy of the Book of Mormon. He read that through in approximately a week's time and came with such enthusiasm. He says, "This book is the word of the Lord."
Brother Wayman invited him to attend church services, which he did. Then, on the day Brother Wayman was leaving Cornell to accept a position in Hawaii, he met Dr. Kim in the hallway. Brother Wayman felt impelled to ask him if he knew why he had left Korea to come to America.
I felt impressed to tell him that I thought there was another reason that he came, that the Lord had moved upon him to come to America to get the gospel so that he could take it back to his people and enrich their lives much more. I never felt the Spirit stronger in my life than I did at that time. I felt as though I were standing 3 feet in the air. And I knew that what I had told him was the truth.
Oliver Wayman never saw Kim Ho-jik again, but he left New York certain that the Spirit had touched his friend. I could see a change in his expression, he said. Kim Ho-jik's outlook had indeed changed, and he now studied the gospel with a new intensity.
He was so hungry and thirsted after the things we taught. When we taught the lessons that the Eastern States Mission was using, we would go back to try to review. And the second he recognized we were going back to review information, he would quickly raise his hands and say, no, don't do that. I've already accepted that. Let's go on. Time is so short.